The conclusion of the American Revolution marked the birth of the United States and ushered in a notable wave of anti-British sentiment. This sentiment manifested in various ways, such as discouraging Americans from drinking tea, boycotting British goods, and fostering a unique American identity. Despite this fervent desire to distinguish themselves from British influence, it is noteworthy that many of the original 13 states retained names rooted in British heritage. Upon examining the names of the original colonies, it becomes apparent that 9 of them were directly named after British entities. For instance, New York is named after the Duke of York, who would later become King James II. Similarly, New Hampshire takes its name from Hampshire in England, while New Jersey is named after the British island of Jersey. Pennsylvania honors the legacy of William Penn, the colony's founder, reflecting his father's name. Additionally, several states were named in honor of British monarchs. Virginia is named after Queen Elizabeth I, known as the Virgin Queen. In the wake of the Revolution, some leaders, including George Washington, were keen on culturally severing ties with Britain. However, upon assuming the presidency, Washington faced pressing matters that required his attention elsewhere. Others, like Noah Webster, actively sought to diminish British influence within the United States, leading to the removal of references to the British monarchy from public life. Nevertheless, they opted against renaming any states. The predominant reason for retaining the original names lies in the enduring significance of these names. Changing a state's name necessitates a comprehensive overhaul of maps, signage, and official documents, which could be confusing for the populace. Importantly, residents of places like New York identified themselves as New Yorkers during the struggle for independence, making a shift to a name such as Floydian seem illogical and unreflective of their history. Furthermore, a substantial portion of the population had either supported the British during the conflict or remained neutral. This collection of varying loyalties ensured that any efforts toward renaming would face considerable opposition. In a sense, the anti-British sentiment was not intense enough to warrant such drastic changes. A parallel can be drawn to Louisiana, which retained its name post-purchase simply because the populace and the U.S. government were uninterested in alternative naming. Another critical point is that the optimal opportunity to change state names would have been during or shortly after the Revolution, when patriotic feelings were at their peak. However, revolutionary leaders were preoccupied with battles against British forces and disputes regarding the structure of the new government. They prioritized issues such as national debt and the role of the central government over the topic of renaming states. Determining new names would likely have met with considerable disagreement. While Washington's high regard made it relatively straightforward to name the capital in his honor, his contemporaries were often more controversial figures, leading to divisions and conflict. Although some areas, like Massachusetts, were named after Native American tribes, the broader sentiment among states was not conducive to renaming based on this principle. These intertwined factors explain why the original states have maintained their monarchical names into the present day. Thank you for watching.